Good morning. Ian from Ranking the Obscure here. I thought I'd do another one. This time we're going to be ranking the albums of Muse. Now you're going, this is not an obscure band. No, I agree with you there. Reason I'm doing it, I was flicking through YouTube and there are very few Muse rankings, and the ones I found are from guys in America. No English people have or UK people have not done one, and they were done by the younger generation of Muse fans, which is brilliant. But I've not been a Muse fan from the start. I came on board around about 2003. So I thought I'd do a different view of a really good band. They've had some good albums and they've had some not so good albums in my opinion. I mean, this is my opinion, of course. I'm sure there's people out there that like albums that I'm not particularly bothered about. Okay, in this rankings, I'm actually going to be including Hullabaloo, because it has got some really good stuff on it. As you know, Muse are from Teignmouth even, in Devon, formed in 1994, and you've got Matt Bellamy on lead vocals and guitars, Chris Walthamstow on the bass and backing vocals, and Dominic Howard on the drums. Now here's a bit of useless information. Matt Bellamy's dad was in the Tornadoes from Telstar, so there you go. So we've got 9 albums to look at today. So without further ado, we will go into the first album. Coming in at number 9 then is their 8th album. No, it's not. It is their 9th album. I stand corrected. It's the 2018 album Simulation Theory. This album to me is very hit and miss. A lot of the later Muse stuff is sort of gone away from what they started with, which is great, but I think it's driven by Matt Bellamy, and if Matt Bellamy likes that sort of thing, that's fantastic. I think some of this stuff does not belong on a Muse album. That is my personal view. It's not gospel, but this is how I feel about this album. It starts off with Algorithm. I like that track. It's a proper sort of Muse epic start. Just nice textures. Yeah, I can go with that. Then they do the next track is called The Dark Side. This reminds me of another track, Starlight. Not very imaginative. Bit dull. Nothing special there. Then you have Pressure. I like this one. It's a good rocker. Going back to their early days, just modernised a little bit. 4th track, Propaganda. I've just put on my notes, crap. Don't like it at all. What they were thinking of, I don't know. Next track, number 5, is Break It To Me. It's just dirge, crap vocals, you can't understand it. Not for me either. Next track's Something Human. This is one of those cheesy Muse tracks. It's not bad, it's not good. No. Then we have For Contagion. Ugh. Again, it's just a dirge. I've got no time of it, unfortunately. Then we have Get Up and Fight. Has its moments. It's a bit of an up and down track. It's listenable. Then we have Blockades. It's not too bad, this one. Some nice guitar work from Matt. Yeah, alright. Dig Down. This is my guilty pleasure on this album. It is cheesy a little bit, but I do actually like it. I've got the deluxe version of this album, and it's got some acoustic stuff of some of these tracks on this album, which are, in my opinion, a lot better. But Dig Down, it's got a gospel choir on it, and it's pretty good. I do enjoy that. The last track on the album, The Void, to me it's just rehashing bits and bobs of other stuff. Boring. So that was that one. Coming in next is the 2002 album, number 8 in the ranking, The Second Law. Again, another album that has got some good stuff on it and some pretty way not for me stuff. Okay, first track on the album is Supremacy. Pretty good track. I do like this one. It's a nice arrangement, and it reminds me of a Bond title track. It's got that feel to it. In fact, it could have been a Bond as far as I'm concerned. It's really good. Next track is Madness. I don't like it much, but it's catchy, and when you put it on, you can't get it out of your head, so it mixed for me. Next track is Funky Station. Great funky bass on this. Another catchy tune. Not too bad. It's got some nice riffs. It reminds me a little bit of Faith No More sort of funky rock track, so I don't mind that one. Prelude. Pointless 57-second. It should have just been part. The next track, Survival. If you remember, this was the theme from the London 2012 Olympic Games. I don't like the lyrics on it, but I found an instrumental version of it on YouTube, and the actual tune is really, really good. But the lyrics, I don't like the lyrics on that one. Then we have Follow Me. It's just another one of them filler Muse tracks. Not particularly brilliant. Then we have Animals. It's just a dirge of noise and pretty bad. Then we have Explorers. This is the best track on this album. It's got strings. Really enjoy this one. Well, they're better of the modern day tracks. Then we have a thing called Big Freeze, more crap filler, not for me. Then we have Save Me. Now Chris Waldenholm sings on this, and he's got a pretty good voice anyway. It's a nice song. And then he does another one, Liquid State. Nice singing again, but the song is absolutely not for me. And then we get The Second Law. It's split into two, Unstainable and The Isolated System. I can't see the point of this. It is absolutely a noise. Doesn't do nothing for me. Sorry guys, but there you have it. Coming in at number 7 is the 2015 album Drones. Out of the modern albums, this is probably the best of the crop. It's got some really good tracks on here. It starts off with Dead Inside. Pretty good track, nice vocal harmonies, really like it. Then we get the Drill Sergeant and Psycho. This is a heavy, good rocker track. It does remind me of their earlier stuff. Really enjoy that one. It's pretty good live as well, so that's a great track. Then we get Mercy. As I said, it's another non-identity track. They really sometimes struggle for what they're doing. I think they're starting to run out of ideas personally. So guys, go back to what you know best. That's Ian's tip of the day. Then we get Reapers. This is a great track. This is old Muse at its best. I do like this track. If they made a whole album of this sort of style, I think it'd win a lot of us older Muse fans back. Terrific song. Then we have The Handler, another good rocker. There's some really good rockers on this album. They nearly got it right on this album. Then we have this JFK speech. Okay, fair enough. And that goes into another heavy rocker, Defector. I like that track as well. Really good heavy rocker. Then we have a thing called Revolt. It's a mediocre track. I either don't like it or dislike it. I'm sitting on the fence with that one. Then we have a track called Aftermath. Boring. It's got some nice strings, but apart from that, boring. The Globalist. It's a good track, but goes on and on. It's 10 minutes long. Cut it to 5 minutes and you've got a pretty decent track. And then to end off the album, we've got a thing called Drones. And it is drones. It's pointless. It's just a load of noise. Why? I don't know. Okay then, coming in at number 6 is their, I think it's their 5th album, 2009's Resistance. This is a pretty good album. As far as I'm concerned, this is like the last of the really good albums. Starts off with an Uprising, of course. Bit cheesy, but it's a great track. It's got that 70s guitar riff, love it. It's really good. Opens up at that tour, really good opening track, brilliant. Then we have The Resistance. This is the best track on the album. Reminds me of a bit of U2 in places, but it's still a really, really good track. Really enjoy that one. Then we get Undisclosed Desires. It's another guilty pleasure for me. It's got some nice harmonies. I do like that, yeah. It's got one of them tunes, if you hear it, it's in your head for the rest of the day. 4th track on the album is The United States of Eurasia. This is Muse trying to be Queen. But you're not Queen. Don't like it. Sorry. The harmonies are all right, but it's so much like Queen harmonies. Next track, Guiding Light. Oh, this is one of these cheesy words, total rubbish. No need for that track on this album at all. Then we get a Natural Selection. This is a good rocker. This has got a terrific riff. Do like that one. Same with the next one, MK Ultra. Another solid track. It's got a really good riff to it. Enjoy that one. Then we get a track called I Belong to You. This is quite quirky. It's a bit of a foot tapper as well, and I don't mind listening to that. As far as I'm concerned, that's where the album should have ended. Then we got this thing called the Exogenesis Symphony. To me, it's very pretentious. Matt Bellamy is a fantastic musician. I can't deny that. He's a talent. But Matt, you should have put this on a solo album, mate. It just does not fit on the album at all, as far as I'm concerned. Then next album, number 5, is the one that I have included, Hullabaloo from 2002. Obviously this has got some B-sides, and then it's got some live stuff recorded in Paris. I've got the DVD to go with this. It is absolutely fantastic. It's in surround sound. Brilliant. Why have I chosen this in this compilation? It has got some cracking tracks. It's got Forced In, which is one of their early instrumentals. Terrific song. Shrinking Universe. It's an okay track, but it shows what they were going to be doing later. Recess. This is from the Showbiz days. Really good track. Really like it. Yes Please, another great rocker, terrific song. Map of Your Head, different, but it's an acousticy sound, but I really like it. Then we've got Nature One, solid acoustic guitar, and Matt does show his talent in this one. Then we get Shine, acoustic version of a B-side from another era. It's okay. Then we get Ashamed. This is a scorching track. It's got that sound of the guitars crunching, heavy heavy riff from the band. Brilliant. The Gallery. This is a very, very clever track. When you put it on, you get like this drum beat, and it sounds like, for those that remember, it's when you get a bit of fluff on your needle, you get that horrible noise, and then in between it, there's keyboards and drums, the drums and the keyboards and the piano, and they sort of intertwine. Very clever. If you can get past the distorted drum, it is a really good track. Then we get Hypochondriac Music. This is the best track on the album, on the studio bit. It's a great track, lovely guitar work. Then we get some live stuff, of course. Most of it comes off Origins of Symmetry and Showbiz, but it has a couple of tracks that don't appear on albums. The opening track on the gig, Dead Star. This has got to be one of the heaviest Muse tracks ever recorded. I love it. Really heavy. Really enjoy that one. I wish they'd do it more often. Then you got In Your World, another heavy track, and then Agitated, heavy rock, punky song. Brilliant. Love it. Okay then, coming in at number 4 is the 1999 debut album Showbiz. Now these next 4 albums are my favourite albums. Love these to death. It's very hard to rank these because they're all so good. Starts off with Sunburn, fabulous keyboarding opening, and then you got some storming riffs in this song, terrific. Then we get Muscle Museum. Love the bass line in this. Very catchy tune and lyrics. You just can't get wrong with that. Terrific song. Then you get Flip. This is a great rocker. You get a change of tempo halfway through, and then it builds back up to finish with this really heavy track. Falling Down, great slow number and great vocals. Then get Cave, my favourite track on this album and one of my favourite tracks from Muse, full stop. Storming opening riff, and it's got probably the best ending of any Muse track. Terrific. Then we get the title song, Showbiz. Daunting drums at the start, and a bass line. Really, really heavy bass line. And then it storms into a great rock track. Can't go wrong with that one. Then we get Unintended. This is a beautiful ballad. I would say it's the best ballad they ever wrote. Terrific song. Really, really nice words. Not cheesy. When they get on a bit, this is proper nice words. Had a lot of meaning to someone, I think. Then we get Uno, another great track, great bass line with heavy riffs. Then we get Sober, another quirky song off the album, solid track. Then we get Escape, another slow start. Then it goes into this really heavy middle piece, and then goes down into a nice, finishes nice and quiet. Then we have Overdue, another solid track, very, very good. Then with the opening track, the final track is Hate This and I Will Love You. Another storming track. Builds up to a fantastic ending to the album. That's one thing about Muse. The last tracks on their albums are pretty good, except some of them early ones, of course. Okay, coming in at number 3. Their fourth album from 2006, Black Holes and Revelations. This is a solid album. Got a couple of bits that were a bit suspect, but on the whole a great album. Starts off with Take a Bow. Love how this track builds up. Unfortunately, they've done this live, and I don't think it creates the same as the studio version, but still a great song. Then we get Starlight. Okay, it's a bit cheesy. It was a single, but enjoyable. Some great keyboard work in this one. Love the song. Then we get Supermassive Black Hole. This is the first song I heard off this album. It was different. Heavy guitars, great solos, some incredible vocal work from Matt, and then Chris comes in with some brilliant backing vocals. Great track. Then we get Map of the Problematic, another storming track. Great track. Always enjoy listening to that one. Then we get a little ditty called Soldier's Poem. Nice little 2-minute song. Enjoyable little ditty that one is. Then we get Invincible. This I would say is the first of those Muse cheesy crap songs. Yuck. That's all I'll say. I don't like it. Never have, never will. Then we get Assassin. Another great heavy track, great guitar work. Exopolitics, another great track, solid, brilliant guitar work on that. Then we get City of Delusion. It's got another great acoustic start and then works up into a crescendo to end the song. Hoodoo, this is haunting. Really good guitars in this. Really sounds good under the headphones in the dark. And then the album ends with probably one of their best songs ever, Knights of Sidonia. Yeah, the start of it's got that spaghetti western feel. Harmonies are brilliant. And then you get that stonking end bit. The live version of this is brilliant. How they do it now with the harmonica at the beginning. Terrific song. Okay, we move into the top two. Now, this top two fluctuates. 1 week it's this one, 1 week it's that. It's so hard to choose between these two. But for now, I change this over twice. But for now, coming in at number 2 is their second album from 2001, Origin Asymmetry. This is solid, top to bottom. Opens up with Newborn. This is brilliant. You start with the piano and the vocal, and then you get this stonking guitar riff. And the bass line in this is terrific. You just can't go wrong. Then we get Bliss. Great keyboard opening and then goes into a brilliant rock track. Love it. Then we get Space Dementia. This is a classic Muse song. Builds up, and then finishes off not genteel but on a lower pace and terrific song. Then we get Hyper Music. It's an okay song. It's got some good riffs in it. Then we get Plug In Baby. This is a great track, but it's overplayed. I wouldn't be upset if I never heard it again, but I do like the track. It is brilliant. And then we go into two fantastic tracks. Citizens Erased. Absolutely terrific. I just love the riffs in this. It's a hard rocker, and that goes straight into micro cuts. Fantastic vocals from Matt Bellamy. absolutely kills it. Again, it's just one of them tracks that I love. Then we get Screenager. It is the weakest track on the album. It's not a bad track, but it's a bit of a filler, in my opinion. Then we get Dark Shines, another great track. Enjoy the melody. It's an eerie sort of song. Then we get a cover of Feeling Good. Great cover for Nina Simone song. Terrific. Just can't go wrong. Then the album ends out with Megalomania. It's another terrific song to end an album with. Starts off genteel and then builds up into another epic. Terrific. Okay then, if you haven't guessed, number one for me is their third album from 2003, Absolution. I suppose it's number one because this is the first album I heard, and it blew me away. So it starts off with this intro of stamping feet, and then goes into Apocalypse Please. This is the first ever Muse track I heard, and when it went into the keyboard run, it blew me away. I have to thank my brother for that. He said, get your ear holes round this, and I've been a fan ever since. I brought this album straight away, and I got the other two because they were the only two, and I brought Hullabaloo, and since then I've brought all their albums as they've come out. Then we get Time Is Running Out. Great solid track, great bass line in this. Then we get Sing for Absolution. Terrific song. Love the slow tempo of this. Sit there and just listen to it. It's terrific. Then we get the heavy Stockholm Syndrome. This is brilliant. Love this. Then Falling Away With You. Another great track with tempo changes. Love the melody. Then we get Interlude, which is good. It's a nice little riff, and then that goes straight into the Storm in Hysteria. This has got probably one of the best bass riffs in rock. It's a killer track. Can't go wrong with that one. Then we get Blackout. It's a nice slow number after Hysteria, and where they put it on the album works perfectly. You've had that super energy from Hysteria, then we calm down to Blackout. Terrific, because then after Blackout you've got probably the best ever, my number one Muse song of all time, Butterflies and Hurricanes. This is a song that's made up of 3 bits. It's an absolute epic. Unfortunately, they don't seem to play it live anymore, but it is a terrific song. It shows off Matt Bellamy's classical training, especially on the piano piece in the middle. Can't go wrong with that track. I can play that track till the cows come home. It is terrific. Then we get the small print. Another storming rocker, short, 3.5 minutes. Boom, great. Then we get Endlessly. I do like this song. I love the keyboard piece in this. And it is my second favourite track on the album. A lot of people don't like this one, but I do. It's just wonderful vocal. Terrific. Then we get The Thoughts of a Dying Atheist. Another short, sharp rocker. Can't go wrong. And the album then ends out with Ruled by Secrecy. Another daunting track to end the album. Terrific. So there we are, Muse. Hope you enjoyed that one. Don't forget to click and subscribe. I'd just like to add, yesterday I put up my Goldfield, and 15 people have looked at it already in a few hours. Thank you very much. I was really shocked and surprised, but I'm touched by it all. Thank you very much for your continuing support, and I will see you all soon. Take care.